Alex Hormozy shared something that really left me thinking. He said, if we can be in a bad mood for no reason, why can't we just be in a good mood for no reason? But is it actually for no reason, and can we override it? Over the last few weeks, I've been really pondering mood and how it basically affects everything. In particular, I've been exploring ways to lift bad mood as quickly and effectively as possible. But in order to do that, I needed to understand mood in more detail. In this video, I'm doing exactly that. Where does mood come from? Why are mood swings the bane of my life? No, God! And what can we do to actually manage our mood? If you're new here, I'm Amy Claire, and in this channel I explore human nature, psychology and philosophy to help me make sense of life and how everyone gets to where they are. To start, let's define it. In psychological terms, mood refers to a sustained emotional state that influences our perceptions, thoughts and behaviours. Unlike emotions, which are typically short-lived and intense, moods are more diffuse and can last from hours to days. According to a study published in the journal Psychological Science, our mood can be affected by numerous factors including psychological states, environmental conditions and social interactions. The one that really left me thinking here was social interactions. There's been times where I'm say not in the best mood and then suddenly someone just makes me laugh out of the blue and my mood is just automatically lifted. It also made me reflect about times that I should have realistically been in a good mood, but because of the people or my surroundings were quite negative or cynical, I just felt pretty much deflated. I've noticed how much my mood specifically really affects my mental health, so this is actually one of the reasons I really wanted to look into it. The relationship between mood and mental health has been well documented in psychological literature. A comprehensive review in the Journal of Clinical Psychology highlights that persistent low mood is a primary symptom of major depressive disorder, or MDD. Conversely, periods of elevated mood, which may seem positive, can be a sign of hypomania or mania, especially in the context of bipolar disorder. These conditions underscore the importance of mood regulation in maintaining mental health. So because of genetics, I actually have some chemical imbalances in my brain. This means I actually am more susceptible to feeling lower moods, especially coming off a high mood. And for this reason, I really wanted to look deeper into mood swings. Mood swings are intense and rapid changes in our emotions. They range from feeling very happy one moment to suddenly feeling sad or irritable in a very short space of time. Now, whether your brain is chemically balanced or not, mood swings are very common and can happen to pretty much anyone. Various factors can influence them, such as hormonal changes, lifestyle factors, and mental health conditions. Life stages such as puberty, pregnancy, postpartum, and menopause are particularly prone to mood swings due to significant hormonal changes. Other medical conditions, such as thyroid disorders and migraines, can also lead to mood swings. Women are definitely more susceptible to mood swings because we have a lot more hormonal fluctuation than men do. Changes in estrogen and progesterone levels during the menstrual cycle, pregnancy and menopause can cause significant mood changes. Men can also experience mood swings, though they are often less pronounced and may be related to factors such as stress, diet and mental health conditions. I've seen a lot of jokes and memes about the menstrual cycle, particularly on social media, and to be fair, they are funny, but they do have some truth in them. There is different times of the month where women are definitely more susceptible to having bad mood swings. I can actually be quite hard on myself when I'm in a bad mood because I don't like putting negative energy onto other people, but as you can imagine, this can then make my mood even worse. I found that learning about the menstrual cycle in more detail really helped me. Instead of me just getting annoyed at myself because I think I'm in a bad mood for no reason, I can understand that maybe I'm approaching my period and this is what's causing my lower mood. So it's clear that mood affects our mental health, which seems quite obvious, right? But it also really affects our physical health. Research from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health indicates that positive moods could enhance immune function. This happens by increasing the production of antibodies and reducing levels of stress hormones like cortisol. In contrast, chronic negative moods and stress are associated with elevated inflammation markers, which are risk factors for various chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Throughout this channel, you'll find me talking about productivity at times. Since starting my podcast and this YouTube channel, I've really come to learn how mood can affect my productivity. I won't say which one, but I remember before recording one of my podcast episodes, I was feeling in quite a bad mood and in no frame of mind to record that episode. Now, luckily, I was aware that I think this was an attitude problem and I was able to push through and continue with the podcast. But what I found really interesting is when I started recording the podcast, my mood immediately was lifted. It's almost like I needed to distract my brain out of the bad mood. A study in the journal Work and Stress found that employees in a positive mood exhibit higher levels of creativity, problem-solving abilities, and efficiency. This research suggests that organizations could benefit from strategies aimed at improving workplace mood, such as promoting a positive work environment and offering mental health resources. Another area of life that mood really affects is our relationships with others. It's clear from that podcast experience, as well as other times, that social interactions definitely play a part in how my mood is. You may have heard some people say, oh, that person's mood is contagious. Well, according to the journal Emotion, this is actually true. This phenomenon, known as emotional contagion, means that spending time with people in a positive mood can elevate your own mood, while exposure to negative moods can have the opposite effect. I think that understanding this dynamic well can help us foster healthier and more supportive relationships. So when it comes to tips about how to manage our mood, there's usually a few general ones that you'd hear quite a lot. The ones you might hear the most are things like physical activity, mindfulness, and nutrition. And from looking at the research, that's definitely true. But we can also see that there's another really important one, which is social interaction. If someone is actually directly the cause of your bad mood, can you remove yourself from that situation? Or if you just feel like you're in a bad mood for no reason, maybe actually engaging with others can help. But overall, one of the biggest tips that I personally have is just self-awareness. If you're not aware of the problem, it's really hard to deal with the solution. We're all humans, so we might have outbursts here or there. But I think when it comes to bad mood specifically, just pausing for a moment and trying to understand why we're in a bad mood is the very first step. Naturally, this can take a bit of time and effort, which is totally normal, and that's okay. But I think it's worth that time and effort personally if it means that your life is going to become more richer and more positive. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to comment below, like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.